Over the last 6 months, I have not busted a nut. Actually, it's been a little bit over 6 months, but I put 6 months in the title because that looks better. Anyway, I've been put in tempting situations, I've had to turn down baddies, and I've even had to isolate myself because, my God, it got bad. But I have not bust one single solitary nut. Not 1 ounce of divine man fluid has spilled from this sacred shaft on my mama. I was close though, real close, but I pulled through. And because I was able to do that, I experienced some of the most rewarding things you could ever imagine, a whole lot of money being included. And in this video, I'm gonna take you through the lessons I learned from this experience with a surprise announcement at the end. My name's Glasgow. I ride an electric unicycle, ex-college athlete, NFL reject, and I love all things self-improvement, and people that watch this channel are ones who want to level up. And in this video, I'm going to take you through my whole 6-month process of not busting a nut, not one. Now, before we dive into things, for the newbies, I'm gonna cover what is semen retention, why you should consider doing it, and why I chose to have desert dick for the last 6 months. Semen retention is a practice that many famous people like Steve Jobs, Nikola Tesla, Muhammad Ali have done to make themselves unstoppable. It is a practice that has been done since ancient times for many different reasons, from sexual addiction, boosting productivity, and reaching spiritual enlightenment. The long and short of it is the art of avoiding ejaculation. It is the practice of retaining your sexual energy, repurposing that sexual energy, and then putting it towards something like your purpose. Now you may be wondering,
I ain't no sage, why would I even do this?
and I'm glad you asked. DJ, cue the music. The facts are the modern man has become weak. The modern man no longer has the desire to create things for his life or build a life that he's proud of. The truth is, the modern man spends so much time chasing and pursuing sex that they've forgotten how to focus on themselves. And I'll give you one quote from Napoleon Hill that explains the situation perfectly. The major reason why the majority of men who succeed do not begin to do so before the age of 40 to 50 is their tendency to dissipate their energies through overindulgence and physical expression of the emotion of sex. AKA, the modern man can't think about anything other than getting his dick wet. But I can't even front with y'all. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. I struggled with all of this too. 2020 and 2021 were the worst years of my life. I had reached high levels of success before that, and then I started to overindulge in the sex, in the chasing, in the women, and the parties. Honestly, women have become the main focus of my life. But long story short, I took a deep look in my life, and it turns out that every time I had gotten in trouble or failed to reach my goals because I was spending all my energy chasing women instead of doing the stuff I knew I needed to do. So I decided that the next chunk of my life, I was going to just solely focus on me and see what could actually happen. I mean, seriously, who could I be if I just took a shot on myself? So with all that being said, that is the main reason I decided not to bust a nut for 6 months. Now, if y'all want all the deets about my first 30 days, you can go ahead and watch this video here. I'm not sure where it's gonna pop up, but don't worry. I know y'all lazy, so I'm gonna give y'all the Cliff Notes version right now. So I started out by deleting all social media and limiting my access to websites, and all that helped, but it was still hard. Man, the first 30 days was hard as hell. I can't even front. I was horny all the time. I was lonely. My energy was raging, and it was dying to be released. So I put in daily habits for myself. Every extra hour of my day was spent building myself into a better version of me. I worked out every day. I read books. I put in extra hours at work. I put in extra hours studying my YouTube craft. I developed a sharp focus. I developed mental clarity. My energy and stamina were through the roof, and my productivity was on level 1,000.
It's over 9,000!
And most importantly, I broke my addiction to women. And there also were some tangible benefits to go with that as well, guys. I hit a PR in running. For the first time in my life, guys, I was able to run over 3 miles. I also got more than 10K views on a video for the first time ever. I also hit my sales number at my new job for the first time. And guess what? They paid your boy a little 10K bonus just to say, hey, Glass, thank you. And I appreciated that. My bank account also appreciated that as well. But I think my biggest takeaway from this phase is this was the fun phase. This was the observance phase. Now, the next phase was quite a bit different. I would describe this as a make or break phase for most people, mainly just because semen retention at this point was no longer fun. And a lot of people describe this as like the flatline. My energies had kind of plateaued. I got tired of doing the same stuff over and over again. I got tired of watching semen retention videos. The truth is the hype had faded. And like I said earlier, it was just no longer fun. I mean, I was waking up every day with morning wood, and it was really a struggle not to go pop off to Alexis, Texas. Y'all know I like Alexis, man. Come on now.
Alexis, Texas, what you got for me today?
I also started to get pretty angry and irritable. I was also pretty frustrated that the results I was hoping for weren't coming in, but I had already made such a large sacrifice to give up sex for all this time. And to be honest, man, everything in me wanted to go back to how things were. I even started to date a little bit and had more than a few close calls. One night, I even remember trying this sexual transmutation exercise after a girl had left my house because I was horny and I wanted to recirculate that sexual energy into my body.
Okay, so we're gonna bring it in and we're gonna move it out.
Okay, so we're gonna bring it in and then just move it out. I ain't gonna lie, it did work. Or at least it helped a little bit. Anyway, looking back on it now, I really think that during this phase was where I learned that there's really only 3 possible outcomes that can happen during this time I was being tested. 1, you can give into your lust and release your divine energy, thus failing. 2, I spent all my time being angry, irritated, and frustrated while still not having sex and still not getting results, which in my book is still a fail. And 3, I could make the best of it and find new ways to use my energy and grow in every aspect of my life. And I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't choose option 3. Come on now, stick with me now. So here's what I did, and I suggest y'all pay attention. I started to go deep on the things I was focusing on. I wanted a nice body, so I upped my workouts to 7 to 10 times a week. I also dove deep into nutrition because I figured that was probably why I wasn't seeing the body results that I was looking for. I also amped up my study of top creators on YouTube, and I produced more videos than I ever had. I implemented a reward system for when I completed my habits for 7 days straight. I also upped my work hours at my regular job, my 9 to 5, from 8 to 11 hours a day. I even doubled down on eliminating all the temptations. I canceled all the little flings that I had going. My phone was dry as hell, but once again, it paid off big time. Some of the benefits I experienced were extreme self-control, more discipline, more willpower, and then more confidence in myself overall. But more importantly, the tangible benefits were my YouTube channel doubled in subscriber count. Relax, I know I don't got a big channel, but that's progress for me, okay? I broke running and rowing records in my gym. I hit my sales number again in my sales job and hit close to 200%, and they paid me close to 20K in bonuses. But the best part was I started to get like recognized at work. I had people starting to message me like, Glass, what's the secret? What are you doing? And little did they know. In short, a lot of good stuff happens, but I think the main thing I took away from this phase is that good things come with sacrifice. You gotta be able to sacrifice stuff. And I think one of the main things I learned was that I became okay with giving up that sacrifice and doubling down on the things and activities that I knew would produce results eventually. This sounds crazy, but the next phase was not only the easiest, but it was one of my favorite phases. And I think it's because in this phase, you finally accept that this is now your way of life. You're no longer fighting like, oh my God, I can't believe I can't have sex. I can't believe I can't bust a nut. You just finally accept it. This is who I am now. This is what I do. And honestly, once you accept that, once you embrace that, I think a few things happen. It's like you finally stop looking at all the things you're missing out on life, and you finally realize A, the things that you do have in life, and then B, the things that you can create. It was at this phase that I was truly like, man, I really do feel like life-changing progress can be made here. But don't get me wrong, there were a handful of challenges here, and I did have a few slip-ups, to say the least. One of the things I struggled with is I became cold, a little bit robotic. I was ruthlessly cutting out things in my life that were not aligned with my goals, and that led to the other thing I struggled with, which is lack of connection, guys. I didn't feel like I was really connecting with anybody because I kind of isolated myself. AKA, I was lonely as hell. I had isolated myself for so long that my friends no longer hit me up. I no longer got invitations to go to the bar. I never got any of that stuff. And I had been off social media for so long, and the few times that I did pop up, dude, so much stuff had happened. People were getting married, people had new girlfriends, people was popping out kids. Like I had missed out on so much life that was happening all around me. I felt like time just passed me by while I was in the hyperbolic time chamber. So it was at this point I decided to make some changes, but this time to my social life. I realized that that is an important aspect of you becoming the best version of yourself. But anyway, I designated one day out of every 2 weeks to go out and make sure I was connecting with my friends. It's very important that you give energy to those meaningful relationships, as long as they don't get in the way of your goals, of course. I also took some more filmmaking and YouTube courses, and at work, I connected with the top reps who were performing just as good as me, if not better. I needed to prick their brains and see what they were doing good to add that to my bag. But we'll talk about that in a bit. The benefits I got were crazy. I stopped caring what people thought about me. I became more mentally calm and poised. I became more decisive. My charisma levels were off the charts, which I think played into the reason I was getting extreme levels of female attraction. And the reason I know this is because I go to a gym right now, and I promise you guys, at this gym, it's probably 6 to 7 girls that want my D right now at this moment. But I think it was because they saw I was literally so focused, and they had heard that I turned other girls down because I was on my grind. I think that made them want me even more. But I also leveled up in terms of tangible benefits as well. I always got to give y'all that real. I hit my sales number again. I hit over 200% of my quota, and I was a top 3 rep in my segment and made 25K bonus. I had also lost a lot of weight. I stepped on the scale for the first time in a long time, and guys, I had lost over 45 pounds. And then lastly, everything had become easier for me. I had put in all this work, and now it was very easy for me to do that. It's almost like I was always in this flow state. When I started to work, boy, I worked. and I got stuff done. And I think the main thing I took away from this whole thing was that consistent action over time compounds. You guys see, I have been very consistent over the last 6 months, basically taking daily steps towards my goal every single day. And yeah, I didn't see a lot of results in the beginning, but now things were starting to come to fruition. I'm telling you guys, the consistent action taken over time, it compounds. But now on to the Glasgow conclusion. Would I recommend you do semen retention? I absolutely think semen retention is something that all men should do at least once in their life, but honestly, preferably once or twice every year. It was absolutely life-changing. So much came out of this experiment for me, anywhere from productivity to spirituality to massive financial gains. Literally, I had gains in every area of my life, and I really do credit that to semen retention. I even got a boost in confidence and overall attractiveness. I'm telling y'all, now the girls was on your boy. I'm telling you. But honestly, the reason this experiment was so life-changing is because I think it changed me in terms of breaking chains. I was no longer addicted to the V-Box. It no longer ran my world. I no longer put girls in front of my goals or made them the focus of my life. Now they were just an accessory. If they came, they came. But if not, Glasgow's headed here. He's headed to his purpose. And I think that was the biggest milestone that I made. I realized that during this time, I'm the prize. I used to be the guy begging the girls for attention, begging them for time. But now I was the gatekeeper of my own time. If you wasn't matching my standards, you can't have my time. I was just a lot more selective, guys, and I loved the person and the man that I became when I was on semen retention. But now, the part you've all been waiting for. Would I continue semen retention as a daily practice? And the answer, sadly, I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry, it's no. I know there are guys out there, especially in this space, that do semen retention for years. And sadly, that's just not me, bro. For me, semen retention is about 20% spiritual and about 80% productivity. In other words, I use semen retention as a tool to enhance my life. I don't make it my entire life, if that makes sense. I don't know, bro. It's just not a forever thing to me. To me, life goes in seasons. So for me, semen retention was very useful and very necessary and very needed for me in this season of my life. But I do feel like I'm moving into a different season of my life. But don't get me wrong. This ain't the last time I do semen retention, because anytime I need to manifest something or break through plateaus, I will always come back to semen retention because it has always been the most successful way for me to do those things that I just mentioned. Now, I know that announcement is gonna make some of y'all feel some type of way, but I'm just trying to keep it real with you guys. And I'm gonna let you know I'm still going to be teaching about semen retention because, again, it is the best tool I've ever used to improve my life. But if you watch this channel, just know I'm not going to be doing it for 100% of the time for the next 4 years. I'm just not. But I know how to do semen retention. I know what it can do. And I know I can guide guys to reaching their goals and going up and leveling up in life through semen retention. So that's why I'm going to keep talking about it. And if you don't like it, sue me. Sue me, nigga. Now, I'm sorry if some of y'all don't like what I'm saying right now, but I just want to be transparent with you. But I truly do thank each and every one of y'all for going on this 6+ month journey with me. It really has been fun. My life really has changed. Y'all got to see my life change for your own eyes. And I really do love what you can get and who you can become through semen retention. But as always, guys, if you found value in this video, come on, help me out. I'm trying to grow the channel. Go ahead and hit the like, hit the sub, hit the bell, join the gang. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. You know what it is. Your boy Glasses out. Peace.